Hi.
Hi, Grace. So I'm recording. So we don't have Hayes. Um,
Hey.
so what I'm gonna do is, obviously, I'm in my office. I'm gonna send you a Zoom link. Kevin and I will prep while you hopefully come and join. You can join from your computer. You don't have to have your camera on. I know you don't want to be on camera.
Okay.
And we're gonna sort of try to strategize a way to kind of approach. I know you don't listen to the show Hollywood Handbook. You don't like what you have heard sort of involuntarily, but we're going to try to see if we can kind of get you on board.
Okay. What, you're sending me a link?
Yeah, Kevin's going to send you, or I'll send you a Zoom link. I'll just text it to you right now.
Okay.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
So far, so good.
Yeah, no, this is going way better than I thought. So we can't, it's a tricky situation because we can't really picture what the show actually is.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to like it.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, she's correct in not listening to it.
Yeah.
But I'd love to get the numbers up.
Me too.
Especially a sort of a power listener like this. She's kind of known for like her recommendations and things like this.
Good taste. Yeah.
Yeah. And so any version of her listening, even if it's temporary or even if she starts pretending to listen.
Yeah.
Like, if she could feel that kind of social pressure, you know, when someone asks, like, have you like seen this movie or whatever? And you either go like, oh, it's on my list. Or you go like, yeah, I started it. Or like, you know, something like
I've heard
that
of it,
where you feel like you don't want to be out. Like, yeah. Even if I could get her to say I heard of it, like, that's such a great
that's a huge
example.
I know that would be huge for us. Maybe there's some other shows we could kind of pretend to be, or like popular styles right now.
Well, and here's another thing, like, the show is fluid.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think that we could adjust to what she wishes it was. Like, we're not asking her to hear the whole back catalog. Is she in the waiting room?
She's in the waiting room. Should I let her in?
Let her in.
Okay.
Grace is connecting to audio. This is exciting.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, Kev.
I can hear you. Grace, Kevin probably needs you to record like a voice memo on your phone or something. Is that right, Kevin?
I could use the backup of just her audio. So you don't have to, Grace. Whatever you
not the kind of treatment I get. Yeah, I mean, if
whatever you want.
it,
We're fluid, Grace. Whatever's cool to you is
yeah.
chill.
The show's flexible. I was just talking about that the show doesn't have like one way that it has to be. Like, that's one of the cool things, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait. I've never done a voice memo, but I'm going to try it for you, Kevin. Okay. Here.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay. I think I'm doing it.
Never tried anything new for me. So Grace, do you want to, and you want zero visual record of you being here, do you want to say hi and then go off video, or you just don't want to be in? And it's fine. We can probably find it. You could probably send us a photo of you that you like, and that can be your Zoom square.
I just don't know like what is in. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh,
What's in the room?
You left the chair.
You got some kind of porno stuff in there?
You left your chair in here.
Yes, I left my chair in there.
Sean's
Everybody
chair.
Guilty. I'm the sloppy husband.
Okay, wait, here. Does this
We
work?
had a meeting today.
Whoa, cool.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, babe.
Oh.
You don't have to stay on. Grace, go back off. I just thought you want to come on and say hi.
Okay, hi. I'm going back off.
So now we have a sense, right? We have a sense of place.
We got the vibe.
So Grace, if you could just give us a little bit of guidance, like in terms of, I was saying to Kevin, of course, what I'd love to do is get into a little of the meat of the idea.
Yeah.
So Are you talking to the dog? Or are you talking to me? I can hear you talking.
1 second. Honey's barking.
So
Okay, I'm back.
this is honestly going better than I thought. If I could just say,
It's our best pro version.
No, I'm
so
here
we
now.
don't-
I'm here.
we don't have Hayes right now. I'll say something, Grace, which is sometimes Hayes and I have talked about how our wives do listen to podcasts and it's
Yeah.
not our podcast.
No.
And then Hayes said, does she listen to any like comedian friends of yours?
Hmm.
And I said, well, she does. She will listen to Gabrus when he has his wife on. I wonder if that's a hint. So I think I probably said that within the month. And then tonight, of course, we have no Hayes.
Yeah.
And damned if my little helper didn't perk up and say, well, if you need someone.
Yeah.
That's gold.
Sorry, am I your little helper or is Kevin your little helper? I can't.
I can't have two little helpers.
Okay. No, you can.
But what I want to kind of dig into here, because we want you to listen to the show, and we actually want it to be a positive experience for you. Like, we're not trying to like make you endure the show.
Yeah.
If you could give me an idea of what you think the show is, and possibly what is so abhorrent to you about it at this point, and then maybe we can sort of start going through a little bit of the show. You can stop us and we can kind of tell you like how we could adjust it to make it something that would be interesting to you, because I was telling Kevin before that you are something of a tastemaker, that you're kind of known for having like good recommendations. You really champion things that you like. Like if there's a show that you're watching,
Yeah.
if there's a show that I'm watching that I just think is okay, I will hear you in conversation with people we hardly know going, Sean loves that.
Yeah, I do that.
So like,
Yeah.
so I know that you like are a really strong advocate for things you enjoy. And we want to make this one of those things.
Yeah. I think now it's like, it's almost like too late. Like the catalog is too big, like
No. This is what I'm saying. Like, we're not asking you to go back to the beginning, because we don't, that's great. I love that there's people who like what we've been doing for a long time. I love that there's people who don't anymore and talk about how Kevin ruined the show or such and such happened to the show, or that
We can kill the
show
back
used to be
catalog
funny.
too. I can delete like 500 episodes right now if that would help.
Kevin can erase those, because I don't want you to feel any kind of pressure, but like anybody
Thanos.
that we could get to jump on now moving forward, and I would happily pretend that this is the first episode of the show.
yeah. Maybe you could give me a list of like 5 episodes to try.
Ooh.
You want me to give you ones to try? Well, have you had anyone recommend the show to you?
Yeah, Paul Sims recommended the show to me like 2 days ago.
Holy shit, that's a fucking power player in the industry.
And then Emma Silvers texted me another or she texted me about it like yesterday, and I said, I can't break my streak of never having listened to an episode.
We had a comment today, Kevin. You probably saw this. There's a comment online about our live show that went up with the Dropout folks.
Mhm.
And it said the comment that I always love to hear: best episode these guys have done in a very, very long time.
That's so
And by the way, I thought it was a good episode,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like so incredible.
Water
to
in the
me.
desert. Yeah.
Sean,
They-
Sean, a serious question.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm me. Everything about it is the same, but I'm a huge Hollywood Handbook fan. Like, I don't think you want that.
Well, clearly not. But like, what do you think that is about me? Grace, want to tell people, like, how did it come up the other day? We were on a walk. I remember where we were, and you said something. It was like you were teasing me as you do, like if we walk into a restaurant and you go like, do you think anyone in here recognizes you? Like, do you think anyone here follows you on Twitter
how
or
many
something
handbook
would be
heads
the
are in
question.
here?
How many
Yeah.
handbook heads? But it was like, the joke was like, what if so-and-so, someone that we saw or knew, like, oh, can you imagine if they recognized you from Snapple Cap Facts? Which is, of course, a video no one even, I think, who listens to Handbook will know. But it's an old sketch video. But you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know where we were too. We were by that house that has that weird like basement.
I've never been in that basement.
No, we've never been in it, but there's like that.
That's your fucking boyfriend's house.
No, that's what Bosch said. That's what Bosch said.
Where our dog, when we're on a walk, does like, there'll be a specific house that he just starts trying to run up the stairs of, like, every time we're on the walk. Like, we walk by 8 similar staircases, but he goes up. And so I always say that that's like where Grace is having her affair.
And I bring Bosch with me.
You bring Bosch.
She goes on these long, like, 90-minute walks by herself. So
Yeah,
it's
what?
like, she just walks him a couple blocks down and then,
hangs out.
gets her kicks. But you were saying, and of course, Snapple Facts, for context, is a video sketch that I made from like 2007, directed by Will Hines,
It's so fun.
for UCB Comedy. And you mentioned that as like, imagine they know you from Snapple Facts or something. And then I said to you, is that your favorite thing I've ever done? Like, that's your favorite piece of content or like comedy I've ever made? And with you were like, yeah.
Yeah, no, but there was, but I don't think.
Before we met, like, just
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like
nothing
quit.
I've done in the.
I didn't know
9
it
years we've been married.
I didn't know it before we met. You showed it to me.
Yes, of course I made you watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Proud.
Just want to be clear on that. That it wasn't like.
No, I know, but it's just like you did say it was your favorite thing basically I've ever been involved in.
Yeah, there was one other thing that's also.
And so that's a long.
Oh,
route.
it was that. It was this. Yeah, we were talking about that and the commercial that you're in, the car commercial.
Yes, which also was before we met. The Iron Man 2 LG Ally commercial, for people who want to search it. Commercial stars me, and then the two of the other people in the commercial are Lamorne Morris and Kyle Mooney.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I did 3 cell phone commercials.
Yeah.
One of them, the co-star was Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
One of them, the co-stars were Lamorne Morris and Kyle Mooney. And one of them, the co-star, was this guy named John Boyd, who is now like the second lead on the CBS procedural FBI that's been on for like 8 seasons. So a lot of very established actors have had to watch me do a cell phone commercial and then sort of, I guess, learned what not to do and gone on to great success.
Yeah.
But we do want you in on the show. So you're saying people recommend it to you and you don't want to break it's like a point of pride that you don't listen. But what is it you think? Yeah.
I can't be responsible for the full catalog.
No one's asking you to be responsible. How many times have I said you don't have to be responsible for the catalog?
I know, but like, if it's like, if people say to me like, "Oh, do you listen to Hollywood Handbook?" and then I go, "No," that's it. If I say,
"Oh, you're afraid of having to talk about it,"
I can't. Yeah, I can't engage. First of all, yeah, no, I don't. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't. I just can't. I think it's better.
Is there a kind of podcast I could do that you would like and listen to? Did you listen to Subtitles On when I did it?
Yeah, I did. I did listen to Subtitles On.
Okay.
But partially because you had my friends on that.
That's true.
But like, do you think I would like you more if I listened to Hollywood Handbook or less?
I think this is the same reason Leah stopped listening.
Okay.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. That's a really good question. The thing is, you would like me less.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that one who listens to Hollywood Handbook would like me less.
I know, but
You
want
would
your-
like me less because you would not enjoy it. So how do I help you?
Yeah.
Do you want
I
to hear
think-
the theme song? We never played the theme song. Do you want to just hear it?
Well, you know what's so funny is that Annalise wrote the theme song, my
I
friend.
know. Another friend.
And
of
then
yours.
apparently you had an episode talking about how you were going to replace her theme song.
Well, yes, this is the one that Paul told you to listen to.
Yeah.
Which is funny. He was very positive about this episode, and he told me that he listened to it twice. And then we've been getting better on the clips. The clips have been getting better. Do you watch the clips, Grace, when they come across? Do they show up on your Instagram or anything?
Yeah, but you show them to me. So, but I do. Sometimes
I
I
do.
do. Sometimes I think to myself when they come, because sometimes they do come up on my TikTok, and I go, I should watch this to help them, but then I don't want it in my algorithm. Like, not because I just,
Catch 22.
like, I think like, oh, I should give them the like.
Yes, you absolutely should do
I
that.
know, but like, I see them because you show them.
No, but that's actually
No, I do it
over
though. I
the
do
line
it.
for
I
me.
know I do it for you. I have a question actually. I've actually never asked you this. So sometimes we'll be like sitting on the couch looking at TikTok, and like you can
Mhm.
probably hear what I'm watching because I listen to my phone louder than you.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear me skip a Hollywood Handbook TikTok?
I don't think so. I'd know my voice anywhere.
Okay, because like I've done it in front of you, and then I get like really nervous about it. I'm like, oh, I should go back.
No, I'm working so hard to not hear what's going on.
Mhm.
It'll be the same song clip 45 times in a row.
Yeah, but I'm not
just like
watching.
different people doing
Yeah,
the same,
Yeah.
like whatever trend.
Yeah.
And then it'll be like some idiot talking, not me, one that you do listen to.
But like I don't really get
And then-
podcast clips. Like that's not. I don't really. Not really.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I do think that you should watch it. I don't think we would wreck your algorithm. I really don't. But
I don't think you would wreck it, but
just skip the. What are you afraid of? You're going to see Andrew Santino on there?
no, I don't think it would. Why would watching your podcast bring me to Andrew Santino?
I don't know because he's another comedic figure who talks on a microphone.
Do you think
In
that's a pretty big
podcast?
jump, Grace?
I don't know. I mean,
You think I'm giving myself too much credit, thinking that listening to my show
no.
is like anywhere in the realm that the Venn diagram of like Santino fans.
No, you
and
know who
me
I
is just,
weirdly
like,
get?
not-
John
Who?
Bernthal.
Oh,
yeah, well, he's the realest motherfucker on TikTok.
He has a podcast.
He has a
We are-
podcast, and it's called Real Ones, right? I think it's called Real Ones.
I
And
think.
with the guys he's talking to, man,
Mhm.
no one nods harder than John Bernthal
Yeah.
when he's listening to someone lay it down.
I think that's our issue, Sean. You need to get closer to the camera. Like your head needs to be a lot closer. Yeah, and that face too.
And
a
I
lot
need to
more
be, like,
intense.
Breaking it down. Like,
Yeah.
I have to zoom in way more on the camera.
brother, that's real.
He says that.
Mm-hmm.
Even a guy like me could do D&D? We'll see.
Kevin, here's the thing. I was so angry. But man, I was only hurting myself.
Mm,
All that anger was like me drinking poison.
mm.
That's
That
good.
biker put his hand on my shoulder and he said to me, "Doesn't have to be this way, kid." I never got to say thank you to him. He exploded. It's like powerful stories that I think all happened.
Mm.
Grace, have you listened to more episodes of Hollywood Handbook or maybe don't?
I have not listened to any episodes of either of them.
Okay.
What's maybe don't?
Okay, so we're on an even. So you like me and Kevin the same
What's
in terms
maybe-
of the content we create. Well, what's maybe don't. Okay,
Good
so I have
question.
that up on you. That was
Kev, you have a podcast?
I did a
Nope.
while ago.
yeah. They
I guess
maybe
no.
didn't.
To answer
Yeah.
your question, no.
Oh.
They changed the name to definitely don't and they stopped.
Oh.
It was Kevin and You song.
Yeah. In like
Hmm.
2018, 19.
I never watched. I never heard. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. We didn't have clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the clips are fire lately. I
Yep.
do think you should watch them.
Shout out
Yes,
to
I
Zach.
have shown you some sometimes.
Yeah.
Not as many as I've had to watch.
Of me?
But no.
Well, yeah, but that's the difference.
Grace. You're a damn clip show all day long.
I don't know what that means.
What other podcasts pop up on your algorithm?
New Heights.
Oh, yeah. Trav.
What are you doing? Is Giggly Squad in the algorithm?
Well, but Giggly Squad doesn't really.
Trash Tuesday.
Sometimes Trash Tuesday comes on my. Yeah, sometimes they
Yeah,
do.
I get them sometimes.
Me too.
Yeah.
They've got it wired, man.
Oh, you know what comes on my algorithm a lot, which I actually think is really funny.
What?
Best Friends. Is that what it's called? It's Nicole Byer and her friend.
Yeah, and Sashir.
Oh yeah. Sashir.
They're very charming.
They're very funny.
Yeah, good. I mean, that feels close to what we're doing in a way.
Best
though.
friends and bad friends, somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
But
are two
they're being
friends.
they're themselves, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, they are. They are themselves.
Yeah.
But what if there was someone who was like themselves, but then also something worse?
Yeah.
And they were going in and out of it. And it
Mhm.
wasn't ever clear when it would start or stop and why.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't that be a show?
Mhm.
But anyway, the theme song one,
Yeah.
to say it, we made that episode, which was never really, tell Annalise, we were never really going to change the theme song.
I didn't even tell her that I didn't even
It
tell
was
her.
actually just a funny idea.
Mhm.
And it was a way into like, maybe we'll do some music stuff, which I always like. I always kind of want to do it, and I like.
You guys
doing
were good
but
at it.
then, as evidenced by the, I don't think so. As evidenced by
loved
the
it.
clips afterwards, like the clips came out, and it was us kind of try to make up these songs, and I like the clips, and I
Yeah.
was like, I can't approve any of these. Like,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
all are making me feel ashamed. Like they're all making me very embarrassed by the show in a way that even sometimes doing like an episode I don't think is very good, does it? It was just like a little too raw.
Very naked. Yeah.
I think the episode probably is benefits from in between them. We unpack what worked and didn't about,
Yeah.
about the song, but
I agree.
you might, yeah, I mean, you wouldn't like it. Paul told you to listen to it, but I think he was wrong. That wasn't one to start with. Is there anything, Grace, while you're on here, that you would like the Hollywood Handbook listening audience to know about me, or that you think they would like to know?
Gosh, I don't know. Do they want to know anything about you?
Probably not. Probably not anything you'd want to say anyway.
How can I embarrass you?
Ah, come on, Kevin, you edit whatever she says out. Now that I know this is the
No,
goal, I
No.
thought it might be
But-
something interesting or,
Something interesting?
God forbid, endearing.
I don't know. I'd have to think. I need more
These
time.
people put food on our table.
What?
These people put food on our table. These listeners.
Oh, he like
The
had like
parasocial relationship they have with me
It's kind of turning into appetizers, snacks.
Is putting clothing on our children's back. Yeah, it's not food
It's
on
like
the
a,
table.
it's like a
but
girl
it's-
lunch. They're putting girl lunch on the table. That's a thing Sean loves, girl lunch.
Me too.
I,
Girl
I
dinner.
do eat
fun.
girl. I do eat girl lunch. I talked about my girl lunch. Hayes really attacked me about my girl lunch because he didn't think that Granny Smith apple was the appropriate choice to have with slices of sharp cheddar and rye crackers. I did. And then there was a big discussion, Grace, that you would have hated last week. And I fucking stood up for my queen in this episode.
Right.
It was on the Flagrant Ones, and both Hayes and Carl said that there was no use case for Swiss cheese.
No,
That Swiss
what?
cheese
For
was
Swiss cheese.
that there was no scenario in which Swiss cheese would be like their choice, basically.
They said, "Miss me with the Swiss me."
They said miss me with the Swiss meat, yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they're obviously in line with my enemies at Subway who discontinued Swiss cheese.
Well, this is interesting. Somebody dug up the receipts and said, "Oh, really, Hayes? There's no use for Swiss cheese." And he said, "What about when you did the Doughboys Subway 3 episode or whatever? Probably 17. I don't know why I said 3. 4 years ago, and I guess he did get Swiss on his sub.
Oh my God! See, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, we put
well,
Swiss on.
we live in the age of the indelible. I mean, so much of our lives is recorded for public consumption, and it's the age of the indelible. The internet lives forever.
Yeah, which is why I don't want to be on it.
Sure, yeah.
I just totally disagree about Swiss cheese, but I'll take that up with.
I
Hayes.
know I did too, Grace. I did too. You know, I talked about our Trader Joe's turkey
Oh, but-
burgers.
Yeah, I know,
talked
but
about our delicious Trader Joe's turkey burgers and this was cheese.
yeah, but I don't think Swiss cheese is like your default cheese. You just eat the turkey. You eat the Swiss. Well, yeah,
I've always been a Swiss cheese fan, and I've always liked it on my sandwiches. And when it was available at Subway, guess what cheese I got at Subway?
is that true?
Yes, I got Swiss cheese. I got Swiss cheese on my spicy Italian.
Really? I believe you.
So for the listeners,
I believe
this
you.
is what I live with. The primary witness to my own life
Yeah.
not only is unaware of like what I'm doing, but doesn't believe me when I tell them.
I feel like I was like really shaken to my core when they discontinued the Swiss cheese. I feel like you moved on really, like you were like, okay, provolone. Like
But I'd say that is actually an inherent in
John,
like,
why don't you tell
primary
people,
character
John,
traits.
why don't you tell the listeners
Uh-huh.
your relationship with Subway and how for the first
Yeah, great. So Grace's favorite restaurant in the world is Subway. Of course, there's the famous story of her getting recognized. That she walked into a Sweet Green one day, and the woman behind the counter was like, "You look so familiar." And Grace thought that she was going to give her a celebrity lookalike comp. Most frequent one is Jennifer Garner. And she was like, "Here it comes. Like, who's she going to say?" And then the woman went, "Do you go to the Subway on Beverly?" Because she worked there as well. Like Grace goes to Subway so much that he's like every employee knows her.
Yeah.
You got all the Subway employees their COVID vaccines. You signed them all up and got them all on the schedule. Do you remember that, Grace?
That's
Do
awesome.
you remember that?
At your Subway that you frequented.
Yeah.
That she was like always in there with the being like, okay, so here's the different locations, like what appointment will work for you, and like got everybody signed up because she wanted to, be able to go and get her Subway again and have all the employees healthy.
Yeah, well, if you remember when they rolled out the vaccines, one of the first rounds was for like restaurant workers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like pretty early, like 6 months earlier than the average person. And so I said to my friend Alfonso, who's the manager at the Subway, I said, I can get you and all your coworkers vaccine appointments. And we did.
So that's the level of relationship that Grace has with her Subway.
One time I didn't go because I had COVID for like 10 days. This was 2 years ago. And he texted me and asked me where I was.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So she goes all the time. So that's the level of
loyalty.
Loyalty that she has. I worked at a dry cleaner for about 4 years on and off in my early 20s in Cheshire, Connecticut. And it was in a like plaza, like a strip mall type plaza. And the storefront right next door was a Subway. And at one point, my friend Chip was the manager of the Subway. And then his friend John was the manager of the Subway. And they were buddies. And so I could eat lunch for free at Subway every day. And so every single day that I worked, I went to Subway and I ate like the thing that I liked every day for months. And then I started being like, okay, I'll eat this variation or like these 2 or 3 other things. And then I started just getting crazy on the menu and being like, I guess I'm going to try the fucking barbecue pork sandwich because like, I'm just like, I can't eat. And it all started to taste the same to me. And then like the smell in there of the bread, because it was years of,
Sure.
I was eating it like 5 days a week. And then I just was like, I can't eat Subway anymore. Like I literally was like, I can't eat it. And then of course, in one of the ironic twists that Cupid so often likes to pull, I meet the love of my life. And she is a Subway stan. And so she wants to go there for lunch all the time. And I'm just like, I don't eat it. I can't.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He goes, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's what he said.
But
No,
I never just, it was never just a generic, I don't like it. It was like, I kind of can't eat it anymore. Like it just became
No, but I feel
gross
like
to me over time. I was never like, Subway's bad.
No,
I was
yeah,
like,
no, I
I
agree.
got
You were
burnt
like,
out
I
on
don't like it. I don't like. But I don't think you really clarified that you got burned out. And then I think at one point, like 6 years into our relationship, you were like, I ate it so much, I can't eat it
It
anymore.
was not.
And
But listeners, this is not 6 years in. I bet there are people listening to this show that already know this about me.
Okay, and then you like didn't eat it forever, and then you went on the some Doughboys thing where they
some Doughboys things, the Doughboys podcast.
No, I know, but it was like a special, like, wasn't it like a special?
It wasn't special. It was like so many of their episodes. It was not special at all. It was them going back to a restaurant that they had been to 3
Why
other
did
times.
you guys pick Subway? Well, anyway, all that to say, I remember I went and I bought the sandwiches for you and Hayes.
Mhm.
And then you got your spicy Italian, and you were eating it, and you're like, this is pretty good. And now you eat Subway again.
Yeah, I'll get it.
And
I'll get it
like,
sometimes.
Yeah, I know it's good, but you didn't. It was just like so.
But it's not my preference. But again, I hadn't said this is bad. I loved the spicy Italian Subway all the way through high school. That's what I would get. Like I would eat it all the time, and then up through my 20s, and then there was a period from probably 24 to, whenever this happened. 35 or something, that I just was like, I kind of like the idea of it is bad for me. And then once I had it once, and by the way, all my cells had replaced themselves by this point. You're an entirely new human being every 7 years.
I just think it's interesting that
That's why you don't love me anymore.
Wait, what?
Because it's been 7 years plus since you've met me, so you're a totally new person.
Yeah.
So all the like cellular data that you had, that this was like a positive sort of dynamic, has been erased. But yeah, so that's true. That I did start eating it again, and it did shake you up, and now it's like I'm like a hypocrite, I guess, or something. When really,
it just was like you. I just feel like you could have made our lives a lot easier if you had just.
Can I not evolve?
You like.
Do we have to hang on to? This is like the Swiss cheese going away. It's like I'm not happy about it either, but I adjust. What is the practical step I can take to move forward?
Yeah, that's like I switched from the original to the Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips because they also discontinued original Sun Chips.
That's right.
And
I was proud of you when you did that.
And Honey Oat, which they then brought back and then discontinued again.
That was a tease, huh?
I can't with them. I can't.
It's just funny
we never
that
did. Yeah.
There's going to be so many comments on this episode that say this is their best episode by far. But I do think the difference is this time people are correct.
Well, it's interesting. I wonder what
I wish there was like
I wonder
one,
what I'll get attacked for.
I wonder
Go
if
ahead.
there's an interesting thing I could say about you. Like what's like can you
Well, unfortunately, there's not much that is interesting about me. The most interesting thing is that I do a podcast that my wife doesn't listen to. It's sort of a secret identity I have.
Yeah.
And now I've ruined even that.
I'm sure
Are there
there's-
any recent stories of you ordering on Sean's behalf, or any issues at? I always like the stories about him being shy at a restaurant, or
Oh.
having an issue with a waiter and you have to intervene.
Have we had any, Sean? I feel
I'm trying to think.
Go anywhere.
I'd say, well, would you say, Grace, that I've gotten a little better about it?
Yeah, you have.
I've got a little better about speaking up for myself.
That's cool.
But part of the issue,
That's
Kevin,
false.
is that I am such a. This is probably a little better too, but I am sort of a coiled spring of rage. And so if I do start to speak up about what I feel is an injustice,
Yep.
I am afraid that it's going to come out wrong.
Yeah.
And if it's something smaller, I'm just I'll just live with it.
Yeah.
I'm just it's not cooked, but I'll just eat it anyway. But but
Well,
Grace has
yeah.
gotten me to stop doing that. It was just no scenario where I would ever tell anyone at any restaurant or anything that anything was wrong. I would just be unhappy.
We went to Antico the other night, and you forgot that every time we go there, you always try to order that non-alcoholic. It's not a Moscow.
Oh, they have so this is my thing. I'll go if we go to a nice dinner, I'll be like, do you have any mocktails or anything? Because I'm kind of
yeah.
I'm out,
Yeah.
And a lot of times, especially here, I feel like, and especially lately, some of the nicer restaurants will have a couple of options, and there's one that sounds interesting. But the place that we go to, most often because we know the chef, and it's close to us, is Antico, and they only really have, it's like a faux Negroni.
Oh, yeah,
it's
phony
a,
Negroni.
Phony
Yeah.
Negroni. Phony Negroni. That's right.
Great name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
He didn't come on.
I kind of will read the name. I think the great name is part of the problem, because
Well, I know every time
I talk myself into it,
I
because I
know.
go, well,
Sounds
a
fun.
name like that, it's got to be something I like. But I've gotten it and disliked it at least twice.
Well, it's not like they make a phony Negroni. It's a bottle.
That's the other thing I always remember, that it's like a canned fucking thing, that it's
Yeah.
because there's plenty of places too that go we don't have any on the menu, but it's we'll put fucking grapefruit juice and ginger ale and a thing,
Yep.
just
Little makeshift.
Yeah, and that's usually enough for me. But this is just a thing that a shelved product that I could buy. We should actually talk to them about it. But
What?
you should do it, Grace. Tell Chad. Say, Chad, let's have a chat. Why don't we have a...
Yeah. I feel like there has to have been some engagement. Was there anything at coffee recently? I feel like there must have been something.
At coffee? Oh, well, we had a lot of turnover at our local coffee place. Did we have anything?
I know now.
Dang.
The playing field is level, Sean. You could maybe become their favorite of the couple.
No. Great. Everywhere we go that we're regulars, everyone knows Grace. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But there was a gym that I went to for, genuinely, Grace, with 8 months, 10 months without you
It
going
might have
there.
been longer.
And then you went, it might have been a year. And then Grace started going, and within a month, every time she walked in, every single person there said hi to her. And no one had ever said hi to me.
Yeah.
Leah's the same. I call her the mayor everywhere we go. It's just
Yeah.
multiple
It's
people.
nice. It's good
It's
to be
cool.
married. It's good to be married to the mayor. You're like little
Yep.
Doug Emhoffs. Is that his
Um,
thing? It is, right?
I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe a bad friend style clip we could get of Sean is, I always see ones of these guys, like 8 of them going out to dinner together and racking up a bill of like 10 grand. And then like Bert Kreischer or something's like, it's on me.
What is Bad Friends?
That's Santino and Bobby Lee. And
You know what? That does come up in my feed.
I fucking told you.
But it's mostly camera on Bobby Lee.
yeah, being silly.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, I have seen them. Yeah, I didn't know
I knew
that.
for sure. There's no way Santino's not in your feed.
I don't know what that means.
Come on.
Okay.
We had a friend who for some reason just like chose the bit that Andrew Santino was Grace's hall pass.
It's so weird.
Like she had never said anything about him, and someone just endowed her with this trait. And it sort of is like,
Sean believes.
I don't know. They've like spoken it into existence. He's in her TikTok feed, which of course I knew.
Yeah, that's so
I
funny.
feel a kinship with him in a way.
Is that right?
I'm starting to feel connected to him. I mean, I'm gonna have to figure it out. He's gonna be raising my kids.
Who did you made that joke earlier today?
Right here,
I made
Grace.
that joke. Oh my God,
Oh,
Kevin
shit.
has the.
It could happen right now.
Share contact.
Airdrop. Oh yeah.
Who did I make that joke about? I made that joke about Julian Edelman
Mhm.
because you have like an old Patriot sweatshirt and you were like,
No,
my dream is
excuse
to
me,
wear
sir.
that.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's Pacific High School, Pacific football.
No, wrong. It's the bowl from the College of San Mateo, which is the community college where he went for 2 years. Like that has a great football program. Yeah, there it is.
Ooh.
Pacific Graffiti Bowl.
Yeah.
If
like
Well, me saying Pacific football and you going wrong, it's like
well, Pacific football
I'm
is
gonna read
like
the whole shirt.
no, but it's the Pacific Graffiti Bowl. It's not like Pacific isn't the name of the.
Babe, I ain't looking at the words.
I don't know. What
Hey,
that-
when you got that sweatshirt on, not really reading.
Is this what Hollywood Handbook? I feel like you're slipping into. Is that?
It's a lot of this.
It's mostly faces.
How many people watch this thing?
17.
uh,
How many?
well,
We don't want to
there-
say. Do we? Do we not want to say? Kevin sometimes bleeps out the
Just
numbers.
tell
so
me
we
to
are not
bleep it out.
humiliated.
There's like 500-600 people that watch it.
That's
Is
A
that
lot more.
right for the videos?
Yeah, a lot more are paying for it, which is the deceiving part.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because there's like 10 times that are subscribing, right?
Yeah, it's 2,200 that are paying for it, and like maybe 700, sometimes 1,000. Like the handbook ones get like 1,000, like half.
Hmm.
That's not
Pro-
10.
The pro version and stuff.
Well, I was saying that there's whatever. I don't want to say. I don't want to make Kevin bleep.
This
any
one, this
numbers.
one will get more for sure.
But I'm not on the video.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, Grace.
They don't care.
Maybe time for an ego check.
You're on for a second.
Well, we'll see what the
But
number.
you just think no. But the implication is, if she was on the video, that the numbers would skyrocket.
It would.
So it's like
There'd
you're
be-
so high on yourself.
Kevin is agreeing with me.
Oh, I would appreciate it financially and
I married you. Do I get any credit for this?
big
I was an
dub.
early adopter. All right. Well, this is longer than we usually do, Grace. You know that?
I'll go on video for the end.
Yes.
All right. What's
who's
our little
here.
wrap up?
Look who's here.
Woo.
Who do we got?
Honey.
Honey Bun.
Honey.
She's looking
Cutest
sweet.
doggy.
Kev,
How's
you
she doing?
She got so big so fast.
How's she doing with Bosch Man?
Oh, she's
They
amazing.
get along great. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Mhm.
Mm,
That's cool.
Okay.
so, any wrap up? Any parting thoughts? Do you feel like this episode made you more likely or less likely to listen to the show, Grace?
I mean, maybe I'll listen to maybe the first episode I listened to was the one with me.
yeah.
That's where
That'd
a
be
lot
good.
of people
Maybe
start
you come on. Yeah.
their own episodes.
Yeah. It's also where a lot of people don't start.
Mhm.
We have a lot
Yeah.
of guests who've never heard the show and then they leave and go, and now I never will.
You think there's people that have been on the show that have never listened to an episode?
1000%.
Oh, yeah.
And never
And maybe the
listened to it again?
majority.
Yeah, at least 40%.
It's like half.
It's 40% that, and then another percent that is people who have done it multiple times, but it still feels like they haven't heard the show before.
Well, I'll say this, and God bless him, and I love him, and he's so nice, and he was really nice about it. But I did see Patton Oswalt yesterday, and he's done the show multiple times, and we
Yep.
did a best show with him. But I realized,
Oh, fun.
it was on Zoom at least once, maybe twice,
Yep.
and but it's just like in my head, like I know who
person.
he is, and so I just walked up and I was like, "Hey," and he was like. And he was so polite, but I was like, you don't know. And I was like, okay. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm Sean. It's so nice to meet you. Like, I'm trying to transition out of it. And then 2 seconds later, someone else is talking to him and goes like, well, you know Sean, right? And I was like, yeah. Of course, I had said I knew him.
Did you tell him who you were?
I said, we've done some podcasts together. And he was like, well, that's how people know each other now. That's what all our relationships are. And now it's how I know my wife as well.
But you didn't
Beautiful
tell him.
episode.
You didn't tell him. You didn't say the name of your podcast.
It was at that point in that specific scenario, I don't think it would have helped.
See, this is why people, like my friends, call me the queen of context. Because like if I was there, I would have been like, Patton, this is Sean. He hosts Hollywood Handbook. Sean's like so bad at
It's tough.
contextualizing things. Like he'll never like introduce people. Like I'll always be like, oh, you know this person, and like you worked on this thing, and like you. So like to give people some like structure, Sean just like throws people to the wolves.
Hope they figure it
Because
out.
he feels that way. Like he's drowning, and so he wants other people to drown with him.
So, well, it's not as negative as you're making that. It's like, I feel like I'm drowning and I feel like I'm going to pull you under. Like if I go to try to introduce you to someone, it's going to go so badly.
You really
like
think
when
that?
I'm making the connection that like, we're all fucked.
You
So
should
it's
get
like,
better at
maybe this person can swim. I know I can't.
that. Right.
So like I should not be hanging on to them in this social circle
Yeah.
because like it can't help.
Yeah.
Does that at least
You know what
make
you should do,
sense?
Sean? Is like you should always just like if you ever see people that you should just be like, you guys were both on Hollywood Handbook. Like that's how you should just always contextualize you guys. Like you guys have a lot in common. You were both guests on my podcast, Hollywood Handbook.
Yeah, that could be
What if I
powerful.
only listen to the pro version? Would you be okay with that?
I would love that. And I say this, and I've said it on this show. I think
Oh,
the
you know
pro
why?
version
I
is
think I
the
remember
best.
why.
Is the
I think I remember
best
why.
thing we do. I do.
That and the
I
hats.
think I just was like, I'm not going to pay for it.
No, but I think
Mhm.
the pro version actually, that's and as we look at the clips, we weren't clipping the pro version for a while, and I'm just like, I like this because
Me too.
with guests, and I love our guests, and I'm grateful, of course, for anyone who comes on in the show, and the highs can be so much higher with a great guest and like a great
Yep.
interaction, but the base level of a pro version, the basement is higher because there's
Yep.
never like me and Hayes being like, we don't know what to do with this person, or like we've
Yeah.
run out of road on this idea that we had, and we don't actually know this person well enough to know how we can joke around with them anymore.
Yeah.
And that just never happens. So the lows are lower. So like the pro version this is SSRIs. Like this is your Zoloft. Like
Yeah.
we eliminate the peaks and valleys and you can just kind of chill out, which I think is really where most podcasts want to live.
I think if I had a commute, I could do it more. I have limited like podcast.
Listening time,
Yeah.
and you want it for stuff you like.
No, Well,
And
stuff,
we all
yeah,
should.
stuff I know I like.
Yeah.
That's the
We're
part
gonna
of the
find
exit
out.
survey that people leave off. Have less listening time, parentheses, and I spend it listening to the stuff I like.
I just like am so invested in like all these reality people.
Yeah.
Are you going to see is it called Giggly Squad? They're a massive, massive show. They're like always.
we
on
went to
the
the live show. We
Yeah.
talked
Are you
about
going to
it.
go to
Sat in the
another
front
one?
row, and then they came out. The first thing they said is, "There's a lot of guys here, and we don't like it." And they looked
Yeah.
right.
They pointed at me.
Did you think they were going to bring them up?
Sean brought a hat pack hat for them, and it went way south.
Oh, no.
Like we didn't even like it wasn't even ever going to be a part
An
of the
option?
conversation.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, maybe we'll see them and they'll like it. And it, like,
was there a meet and greet?
No.
Not that we were a part of. They
Yeah.
were pulling people up on stage, but they were very clear that they did not want any married men on stage.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they were like, we don't want to ruin your marriage. I mean, you must have been thinking, Grace, did you not think like I would have done pretty well up there?
Yeah, totally. And then I asked you whether you think Hannah Berner knows Hollywood Handbook, and you said she may.
Did I say that?
Well, yeah, because like she's friends with like I don't know.
It's
She's
possible.
she's
I
a
doubt it.
comedian, and you think?
I doubt it. Do you think Hannah Berner knows Hollywood Handbook, Kevin?
I don't really know her.
She. I mean, she's a stand-up, but I feel like
Yeah.
she's in just a totally different scene.
She's
I
friends
just
with
think-
Esther.
Yeah, I know. But Esther is also attached to a totally different scene with a lot of comedians, very successful comedians, who do not know Hollywood Handbook and will not be knowing Hollywood Handbook in the future.
That's true.
Oh, she did the Talk
unless I
to a
die during this
podcast.
episode.
The what?
She did Talk to a the Hawk to a
Talk to a?
podcast. Yeah. The number 4 podcast out right now. And she did an episode. I'm going to say Hannah doesn't know, but she knows people who know.
Well, I know she knows people who know she knows
people.
Esther.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
So Kevin gets a point for Kevin. In your face, Grace.
That doesn't. Okay.
Okay, well, this was so great to have you on. As you say that you're obsessed with following all these reality stars, Grace.
Yeah.
We
No, I
do
don't follow
get.
them around.
I would
There's
say
a lot of them that have podcasts that I like. Like
I know, and you listen to them. I know. Well, that's following them, right? Or following their exploits in some way. But what I wanted to say was we do get a request probably once a month on either like Reddit or some comment just being like, especially if I ever mention anything to do with reality TV, it's like, I wish they would do reality show. Like, even if they did it like once
I
a
say
month,
that.
even,
I've told you
I
to
know,
do reality
you-
show.
yeah.
I think
know.
you're doing reality show.
But look, I have you here.
Mhm.
We're talking.
Yeah, you and I
Maybe
should do
it's-
a reality show.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe every other month, every, like
Yeah,
couple
but
times a year, every whatever.
Mhm.
People would die.
We jump
for that,
in.
Grace.
We do a reality show roundup. I mean, right now, none of our like big shows are on.
The challenge is on.
I know,
I know
but
you're
I
out on
feel
this.
like
You're out on the season, but I would say that the challenge is one of our big shows.
it historically it has been. I'm not out on the season, but I'm not like. I'd be like, I'm.
Can I
watching
say
it
this?
Closer than you are.
I think we would be what?
I think I'm watching the season closer than you are. I think you're on your phone more than me.
I was just
because of the
gonna say.
challenge.
I think we would like this season better if we put our phones away. But part of the problem is it's 90-minute episodes, which I think is too long.
And they did that with Survivor too, and the episodes are longer.
I know we could
Yeah.
just split it in 2 nights. It's not like we're like overloaded with like we finished Tell Me Lies and we didn't do Perfect Couple, and so Shark Tank is back. Does
We
Shark Tank?
bailed on Perfect Couple, yeah. Shark Tank's back. That's nice. No, but we could talk about that. We could do a tanks, but no tanks.
That's not really like a reality show. You know what's going to come
Yeah.
back? Summer House is coming back.
That's what I mean with our big shows. I mean the Bravo shows. When I say our big shows are,
Oh, and I think The
I'm
Valley's
talking
coming
Summer
back.
House. I'm talking Vanderpump. I'm talking The Valley.
Well,
I'm
Vanderpump
talking-
is not coming back.
I'm talking Southern Charm. I'm talking about the.
One of those has to come back.
They gotta.
No, I mean I just like the cycle. Like we're just in the cycle. Like it's going to come. Like I don't know when,
Yeah.
but I'm sure if you looked at it, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Something like that.
I've always said that I thought you and Hayes should do reality show. I mean, Did I listen to a reality show? I certainly heard an episode of reality show.
Yeah.
Man, the worlds where that kept going. So fascinating to think.
Yeah. Reality
It
show.
was unsustainable for me.
Where would we be?
Why? Because it was too much reality?
It was a lot of watching and like preparing clips and like the whole process of making it was hard. We didn't have a producer or anything at the time, and there was no money. And people weren't listening. But it was more like we were having to split up shows and go like, okay, I'm gonna fucking scrub through this episode of this, and you watch that show.
Well,
and
why
we'll
don't you just
tell
do
each
it the
other
way that
about
you
it.
do like the way you did Subtitles On, where you just release like 10 episodes about, like you just do like
do batches.
I
Yeah.
think
But
that's the
reality
move.
shows are airing now. You know what I mean? Like, I think the people who want to listen to those shows really want to hear more recent recaps. I mean, that's another thing about it. Like,
Mhm.
but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, subtitles on also, which I love doing. But it was like, it'd take me 4 hours to watch a 2-hour movie because I'm stopping to take notes all the time. And then how long were the fucking records, Kevin? I mean, it's my
Pretty long.
fault, but
Couple
they're like
hours.
2.5 hours.
I know, but people
So
love them.
Yeah, they did.
I love being a part of something like that.
Well, if
Yeah.
you did some reality show episodes, people would go crazy.
Well, let's think about it. At least we've teased people. Okay, tell you what, guys. Tell your friends to subscribe. If we hit $1 million, no. If we can get to half the Doughboys subscribers by the end of the year, if we can be half as good as Doughboys, we'll do reality show again.
But you know why reality, I mean, Doughboys, I feel like chain restaurants and reality TV are like in the same ballpark, that they're like so.
Well, it's all fast food. It's all garbage.
Yeah, but it's so like.
It's all empty calories. Yeah, they are in the same world.
Yeah.
It's all being force fed down our throats.
Yeah, but people like love those, like the Office thing, and
Oh,
Yeah. I should have been on The Office. Then I could talk about the episodes I was on. Which, by the way, I tried to.
you were on The Office.
I wanted to be.
Oh. Yeah, I told you, somebody told me the other day at dance class, Vivian's dance class, that they saw you on 30 Rock.
Mm-hmm. No, you didn't tell me that.
Oh yeah. hmm They're like, we were just watching 30 Rock and there was Sean. And I was like, yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Sort of a very low rent Forrest Gump figure, aren't I?
Yeah.
Sort of touched all
Herb.
these different things.
Herb, 30 Rock, Parks.
It's really just, yeah.
I feel like there's one more. Right? Isn't there one more?
Yeah, it always feels like there's one more, but that
No,
might be the
there's
whole
one.
that might be the whole fucking list.
Workaholics.
But yeah.
Making history.
Workaholics. Making history. Deep cut. I thought that was gonna be my ticket, man. You know, you're writing for a show, Kevin. It's on like 9:30 on Sundays on Fox. You're like in between like Simpsons and Family Guy or something. They go like, you're gonna be a recurring character on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Lord and Miller are producing it. The last thing they did is Last Man on Earth, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm in like 4 or 5 episodes a year, and I'm also like producer on it. You go, oh, people are gonna like know who I am. Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
The show is not even available to watch.
Is that true?
I mean, you could buy it, but yeah,
Sean. What's it called? Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
there you go.
That's on Netflix.
Remembered. Mm-hmm.
It is. Nicole
Yeah.
Byer loves it.
She does.
That's right. She popped into a recording to tell me that that was really nice.
That was
Did they talk about it on Best Friends?
One of your best friends
They should. Yeah. they
from the
should.
show Best Friends actually saw that we were recording and came in and talked. And then we were like, get on the couch, come talk to us. We were like begging her to
See, but, like, that's-
appear in any way on our show. Like, please, the clout. But instead, it was just a nice person giving me a nice compliment.
She's
And it
really
didn't
nice.
actually like benefit me, you know? But yeah, she is really nice.
Yeah, and you can feel it on the show.
I should do that. I should be nice.
No.
I love it. It's doing so well for her.
Yeah. But she's also got a little bite to her.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But
she
like,
just knows when to use it.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
You should have her
Just
teach you.
flying out. Yeah, I'd like to. You know what I got to do is I got to listen to Best Friends.
It's, I mean, I don't listen to it, but I watch the TikTok videos and it's very charming.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you
Alright,
this one
alright.
where she
You
talks
sold me.
about, she tells a really funny story. Oh, I gotta watch it again. But she basically says like Nicole's talking about how she watched The Matrix, and you know what? Forget it.
Grace, it's 10:30. Kevin has to edit this and go
Okay,
to
yeah.
bed.
Okay. I have to go to bed. I gotta take
You
a shower.
popping on camera to. Yeah, me
Sorry.
too. We both
What should we
worked
call
out
this
today.
episode?
How was your workout today, Grace?
It was really good.
Yeah. What'd you do?
I did. What did I do first? I did chest press. Oh no, I did deadlifts. I did chest press. I did like these weird side plank pulling the rope thing. She also had me do one of those like rainbow things where you like you put your leg over when you're in a side plank, and she was like, Sean made this really nifty blue like band, and then I had to like search for this band thing that you like made that
I like,
tie-
tied a band. Yeah.
yeah, because I guess we need to buy new bands.
It was nifty. Just needed a smaller one for some. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like
We have a
some-
Zoom trainer for everyone wondering what we're talking about. We have the same Zoom trainer. We both do 30 minutes.
She's actually
and,
Esther's Zoom trainer, to bring it back to
Yeah.
us. She's
Yeah,
lovely.
that's how we found her. She's the nicest. She goes, "You're getting so strong." But Kevin, this has been a little bit of our fitness talk too, and this is the only way I can talk to my wife. Actually, is on the podcast now. It's been really nice.
This is cool.
And Kevin, we'll bring in. I'll bring you in on. I know you successfully kind of crushed the "We're here to help" guys with your weight loss journey, and I need to begin some sort of process like that as well.
The glow up.
Who's we're here to help?
Bye.